Well, welcome everybody to the 2025 APS Audiovisual Winter National Showcase. To kick off the event, I'm pleased to welcome Pia Jessen, the APS President, who'll say a few words of welcome. Pia.
Well, thank you so much, Dale. Thank you, and good evening to everybody. Welcome, AV Judge Richard Venus, and of course, all attendees to the 2025 APS Audiovisual Winter National Showcase. It is a pleasure to be here with so many passionate creators dedicated to the art of audiovisuals. Together, we celebrate the power of imagination and technology, transforming ideas into experiences that move, inform, and inspire. So here's to a showcase filled with creativity and the boundless possibilities that come from bringing stories to life through sight and sound. With great anticipation, I now officially open the 2025 APS Audiovisual Winter National Showcase. Over to you, Dale.
Thanks very much, Pia. I'd firstly like to thank all of our judges, Richard Venus, Carol Packwood, and Graham Phillips. They've done a sterling job. They got their results back to me very early, so it's terrific. And Richard is here tonight, and he will say a few words about each of the AVs that we play. That is, all the ones that have won a merit or a first, second, or third award. Richard is probably the most experienced AV judge in Australia, I think. Richard, you said you've been doing this for about 40 years, judging. Is that right?
50.
Oh, dear. 50. That's
Oh,
incredible.
yeah, judging. No, judging is 30, but AV production over 50 now.
Wow. In the good old days of slide carousels, etc.
Yes, and the dreaded engineering pulse and the lack of lineup of the images. But hey, they were wonderful days.
Well, welcome and thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Now, folks, I'm very saddened to say that Wal Close passed away the last couple of months ago, and my condolences to him and his family and to his wife, Di, who was also an AV contributor. Wal was from the Camberwell Camera Club and has been a very steady contributor to AV making for many, many years. So this tribute is a short AV about Wal that was created by his colleagues at the Camberwell Camera Club, particularly Fiona Anderson. I think Fiona is still overseas at the moment.
We've had a few successes this year, with Alia Norton achieving AV FAPS honour from the APS, and Graham Phillips and Anne Papalado also achieving AV AAPS. Congratulations to them all.
So the sequence of events for this evening, which should go for about another hour, is I will quickly run through the acceptances. We won't be showing the AVs of the acceptances, and then we'll show the AVs for all of the award-winning AVs. So for acceptances, the first of those goes to Anne Emmett for All About Legs. Ranges by Eileen Alp. Looking Up by Alia Norton. My Favourite Things by the Rosanna Photographic Club. This was obviously a team effort, so well done, team. Our Esteem by myself. Textures by David Shetliff. And incidentally, if you don't know, David Shetliff is the president of the Audiovisual Club of South Australia and also the president of the South Australian Photographic Federation. Well done, David. The Sea, the Gull, the Rising Sun by Alia Norton. Well done, Alia. The Seashore by David Shetliff. The X Factor by Anne Emmett. What a Wonderful World by Byron Tan. Will They All Go by Cynthia Henley Smith. Well done, Cynthia. Now, moving on to merits, the first of those is A Good Mugging by Sally Hinton. Well done, Sally. And I'll play that AV now.
When you hear the word mugging, it does not conjure up particularly good thoughts. The Oxford Dictionary quotes mugging as an act of violence upon a person with intent to rob. In Hervey Bay, a coastal town in southern Queensland, the term mugging takes on a whole new meaning. To be mugged in Hervey Bay is a life-changing experience, an event to be celebrated no less, and does not involve violence or robbery. It occurs every year, but only between July and October, and involves whales. Humpback whales, to be exact. In 2019, Hervey Bay was named the world's first whale heritage site, and the entire town celebrates their link to these wonderful creatures. It is often thought that when whale watching, the top of the bucket list is to see a breach, when a 30 to 40 ton giant launches itself out of the water. But no. There is one thing that sits above all else, one that dreams are made of, the thrill of being mugged by a whale. Imagine a whale the size of a school bus sidling up to your boat, rolling over and looking you straight in the eye, or being so close that you feel as though you could virtually reach out and touch it. This is called a mugging. This mugging behaviour can occur wherever there are whales. So why is it so prevalent in Hervey Bay? Thousands of humpback whales travel up Australia's eastern coastline every year during their 10,000 kilometre migration from Antarctica to their breeding grounds in the warm tropical waters off the Great Barrier Reef. As the whales turn and start their southern migration, many of the females, now with tiny calves in tow, head to this rather special place to rest and take a break. Like homing pigeons, they head to the warm, shallow waters of Platypus Bay, sheltered in the lee of Fraser Island, or Gary as it is now known, about 40 minutes from Hervey Bay. It is here that the humpback mums take the opportunity to feed and bond with their calves and to teach them all the behaviours they will need to survive. Platypus Bay literally becomes a humpback creche with an average stopover of about 2 weeks. These tiny babies, which actually are a ton at birth, fatten up and get stronger every day in preparation for their long swim down into the cold waters of the Antarctic. They do not have any barnacles yet, so are squeaky clean, and it is lovely to watch them play and frolic in the warm, shallow waters of Platypus Bay. Humpbacks are not mature for breeding until they are about 5 years old. So these sub-adults, as they are called, are not ready for the serious side of life. However, they still participate in the migration. They probably remember coming into Platypus Bay with their mums, so they return each year. They are rested, relaxed and inquisitive, and are often the muggers. There are strict rules for boat operators when whale watching. If the whales approach the boat, the engines must be either off or in neutral to ensure their safety. The whales intentionally approach the boat and begin looking at the passengers, who, by this time, are waving their arms vigorously, yelling and screaming with delight. Both adults and children, all decorum is lost. The whales often bring their entire heads out of the water in a spy hop. In this position, they can look directly at the boat and passengers. They will often swim under the boat, from side to side, from bow to stern. This causes total havoc on the boat as everyone rushes back and forth with them. They may poke their heads out of the water, then slowly slide back down below the surface, and everybody oohing and ahhing. I am sure they have a sense of humour and enjoy the reaction they create. Often, as they surface, their loud blows startle the passengers, and everyone is covered in whale blow, which the Hervey Bay locals call a whale blessing. They may lie belly up right beside the boat, which indicates the trust they have in this very vulnerable pose. Some muggings are short, but on other occasions the boat is unable to move because the whales are so close, and the boat is held captive for an extended encounter. On rare occasions, a second boat is called in to rescue the captured boat. Perhaps this is where the whale term mugging was born. The beauty of encountering and experiencing a mugging is that it is on the whale's terms. The whale approaches the boat and interacts with the passengers, not the other way round. Humpback whales are known to be among the most intelligent of animals and are self-aware, with large, complex brains capable of well-developed curiosity, advanced navigation, emotions, and engaging in these mugging behaviours. It is indeed one of the biggest privileges that you can experience at sea, to capture the imagination of a wild, highly intelligent whale. May you all have the privilege at least once in your lifetime to experience a good mugging.
Over to you, Richard.
Thanks, Dale. This was a very good nature documentary, as we all saw, and was also an example of what we saw in some of the other AVs of the shared experience. We were literally looking over Sally's shoulder and being there and being part of that experience. As you mentioned, it was one of the longer ones, and as good as all of those photographs and video clips were, of course, there was some similarity, so perhaps there's some potential to tighten it up a little bit and perhaps trim the intro and get straight in to the mugging.
Yeah, fabulous photography, Sally. Well done.
Yes, absolutely. Next best thing to being there. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to go there, definitely. Yeah. Moving on. A merit goes to Cynthia Henley Smith for Alexandra Avenue. Well done, Cynthia.
I love walking or driving up Alexandra Avenue. It is the most beautiful street in Adelaide, with its huge deciduous trees changing colour with the seasons. English elms form an avenue down the lawned median strip, and English oak trees line the footpaths. But they weren't always there. Once this was farmland. William Prescott leased the land 4 years after arriving in Adelaide, a year after it was settled. He grew wheat, barley, oats and hay, and later kept dairy cows. This huge property covered, approximately, the suburb now known as Rose Park. Subdivision occurred. The avenue was firstly named the Parade. This caused problems with the Norwood Parade name, so it was changed to Alexandra Avenue. The aim was to commemorate the soldiers who died in the First World War. Some of the elm trees were planted in memory of individual soldiers, but all names are recorded. The statue, over the top, depicts a soldier helping a mate out of a trench. There are only a few buildings for public use in this street, including the primary school, opened in 1893 with nearly 300 children, and the church, which was built in 1914. It was financed by a parishioner, James Gartrell, for the Methodist, now uniting, church. It is known as Gartrell Memorial. The elegant houses that line the avenue are, in the main, villa style. Most have sandstone or freestone, at least as a frontage, with brick or painted brick quoins. Characteristics of these villas include return verandas, elaborate decoration by wood, wrought iron, or stained glass, to windows, doors, and verandas. All have fences, the most characteristic being the picket fence. There are also a few bungalows from the 1920s and 30s. Some houses have had extensions, including second stories, but these are in keeping with the style of the original. Houses were built well back from the road, on large blocks, with vehicle access from lanes at their rear. Now, those living in this grand avenue can admire the beautifully treed street and recall the sacrifice made to secure their peaceful lives. It is a calm, quiet street, partly because the trees absorb some of the sound, and partly because speed limits and speed humps cause those in a hurry to avoid it. So it suits me just fine.
Over to you, Richard.
Well, this was a very nice piece of local history, carefully researched and appropriately illustrated. And I like the way that she concluded the narration. However, we're a bit puzzled why Cynthia chose to reduce the size of 4 of the pictures and put a frame around them. But other than that, wonderful job of local history.
Thanks, Richard. Yes, the architecture in Adelaide, I think, is just so beautiful, and the parks.
It also helps that my sister-in-law lives in the next street over, so we're quite familiar with it.
Very good. Well done, Cynthia. The next merit goes to Anne Pappalardo for Mango Munching, the Cockatoo Way. Well done, Anne.
Cockatoos are native to Australia, and the sulphur-crested variety, easily recognised by its long, forward-reaching crest, is one of the most social, noisy, and endlessly playful. When it comes to mealtime, In suburbia, feeding on the ground is where most eating happens for these birds. They are typically found foraging on the ground in public parks or any grassy area, using their powerful beaks to actively dig up roots. But when mango season rolls around, these part-time acrobats take to the treetops, transforming into full-time mango munchers. And so the feasting begins. Now, there are 3 tried and true cockatoo methods for enjoying this golden delight. Method 1. The tree hugger. Leave the mango where it hangs and carefully peel back the tough skin. It takes patience, skill, and a very flexible neck. Method 2. The 1-foot wonder. Snip the mango free and hold it in 1 foot, usually the left because most cockatoos are left-footed. A refined approach, perfect for the more coordinated diner. And lastly, method 3, the lazy gourmand. Why bother with all that effort when the ground is literally littered with perfectly good mangoes? Some birds even act as suppliers, snipping mangoes and letting them thud to the ground for their friends below. And by friends, well, that definition goes well beyond one species. This pair of rainbow lorikeets took advantage of an easy meal. These mangoes softened a little by recent rains. Of course, even with mangoes everywhere, occasional squabbles will break out. Why? Because peeling that thick, leathery skin is a pain. And once a bird cracks it open, that mango becomes prime real estate. And then there's the real daredevils, the ones who fly off to enjoy their prize on the open power lines. A bold move, but one that guarantees peace and quiet. In the world of cockatoos, mango season isn't just a meal. It's a high-stakes adventure.
Over to you, Richard.
Parrots, great character actors, aren't they? This was a nice little nature documentary, well observed. I never knew parrots were cockatoos were left-footed, so I've learned something. Lively narration and just that nice touch of humour. Well done, Anne.
Yes, congratulations, Anne. It was really fabulous. And Anne does a lot of bird audio visuals, so this is great. And moving on then. A merit goes to Alia Norton for Rainbow of the Night. Well done, Alia. Well done, Alia, and over to you, Richard.
Yes, this is intriguing. On the face of it, it looks like video, but we're assured that it's actually assembled from a series of still images, and that's something you only dreamt of in the days of mechanical projectors. So it's a wonderful recreation and another one of those shared experiences. Just delightful and not too long. It just kept us all there with her together and experiencing something that's quite remarkable. So thank you, Alia.
Yes, congratulations, Alia. It was terrific time-lapse photography there. Well done. Moving on. A merit goes to the Rosanna Photographic Club for things that go onto your feet. Well done, team.
Red, yellow, black, or tan. Shoes for woman, shoes for man. Slippers, boots, or spiky heels. Pumps, Ugg boots of colours unreal. Purple, golden and silver too. Shoes for ballet, golf, and you. Shoes for babies, just so cute. Working boots for in the ute. And tons of styles for little ones, too small before worn out. No matter what the season, they are there for just one reason: to protect our feet from all they may meet.
Over to you, Richard.
Well, what a charming little entertaining piece this was. A good cooperative effort from an AV club. Simple idea, well executed. And one of the things we've always been conscious of is the importance of congruence between what we're hearing in the narration and what we're seeing on screen. And this, of course, was a perfect match and quite a delight. Well done, Rosanna.
Yes, well done, Rosanna. And just in case people don't know, this was based on the poem by Barbara Blattler, who was actually in my club for some time, many, many years ago, then moved to the Melbourne Camera Club and passed away, unfortunately, last year. She was also, she ran the AV group for the APS for many years as well. Mm. So anyway, well done, Rosanna, for their fabulous effort. Great. Moving on. Now we're moving on to merits. All the following ones all get a merit, but they also get a Herbert medallion for a specific character or an award of their AVs. The first of those are Crested Turns by Sally Hinton, and it gets both a merit and the Herbert medallion for best script. Well done, Sally.
Kudgera Creek reaches the sea on the northern side of the Hastings Headland, on the far north coast of New South Wales, Australia. The sandy beaches and sandbanks formed by the creek's tidal fluctuations are home to a colony of crested terns. The village population swells in the summer when visitors and families flock to enjoy the water side by side with the birds. Dogs and children love chasing these birds and delight in watching them burst into flight time and time again. Crested terns are a common seabird, not endangered or even at risk. But if you take the time to watch, you may see that they are fascinating little characters. With their crest standing up, they often look startled, which adds to their charm and personality. The mature breeding adults have solid black heads, whereas the younger non-breeding birds have a speckled crown. They fish on the wing, plunge diving from several metres to take prey just under the surface. If already paired, the male will bring a fish back to his mate. This reinforces the bond between them. The male flies around the colony with a fish in his beak, calling loudly, and eventually the pair will settle and the gift exchanged. The immature birds practice this courtship ritual by offering fish to any female interested. These youngsters often change their minds, and squabbles are common. And sometimes they do occasionally bring back a fish that just nobody wants. An unwary bird can also lose his fish to the ever-present gulls. These linger amongst the birds, ready to steal an easy meal. However, crested terns are nimble in the air and can outfly these opportunistic robbers. During courtship, after accepting the offered fish, a dance follows, where they both lower their wings to resemble a skirt, do a little bow, followed by a slow motion dance around each other, lifting their feet up slowly one at a time, accompanied by perpetual squawking. The pairing is monogamous, and the bond is maintained through the year, and sometimes in consecutive breeding seasons. When ready to nest, the breeding pair head to the rookery on Cook Island, which is a nature reserve, and comes to life every summer when thousands of nesting birds take up residence. Preening their flight feathers is essential for their survival on the wing, and as soon as they land, they immediately start their preening ritual. With the current uncertainty in the world today, we could take comfort, open our eyes, and enjoy the everyday, and hope that in doing this, we can find a way to live side by side with nature and enjoy the quirkiness of these very charismatic little birds.
Over to you, Richard.
Another very good nature documentary, and what we particularly liked about this was the photography that almost put those birds almost at arm's length. A great experience. Dale, I also need to clarify that when it comes to the medal winners, clearly they had among the best of the script and the photography and the production, but we felt once a medal had been awarded, we would then come and look for some of these other best awards to the other merit winners, and this one of Sally's we chose for the story that she told to us.
Yep, fabulous. So great story and great photography. Well done, Sally. And thank you, Richard. And the merit and Herbert medallion for best production goes to Alia Norton for Diamond Beach, Iceland. Well done, Alia. Over to you, Richard.
Well, Alia, once again, you've confounded us. It's hard to believe that those images came out of the camera and not after extensive creative imaging processing, but there they were, a stunning experience. And we'd singled this out for the production because of, first of all, the beautiful harmony of the dissolves with the music. The congruence of that was just wonderful. And also the use of wipes rather than dissolves. And this is just a really beautiful piece of work.
Thanks, Richard. Yes, Alia, it was beautiful. It really was very ethereal. Well done, Alia. The next one is, which gets a merit and the Herbert Medallion for Best Photography, is Samana Center by Adrian Weir and myself. And the photography here, I've got to say, is all Adrian Weir. He's one of the best street photographers, I think, in Australia.
Semana Santa presents a confronting scene of hooded men. Shrouded in mystery, in silence they walk again and again. Clad in robes of ancient rites, faces unseen, a solemn march of faith in the springtime serene. Long procession of the devout in colours bold and bright, each hue a story tells under the soft daylight. Magenta, azure and gold, each brotherhood so proud, moving like a vivid stream through the awed and gathered crowd. This festival, a sacred echo of a tale so old, remembers Christ's passion in the scriptures told. From his final footsteps to the cross's shadow cast, a commemoration of sacrifice so vast. Children too partake in this hallowed procession's flow. In innocence they too march, faces all aglow. Learning the paths of faith in their elders' solemn tread, a new generation weaves the tales their forebears led. The solemn march concludes beneath the starlit dome. Devotees united in their faith start their journey home.
So, well done, Adrian and myself.
Yeah, well done, Dale.
Over to you, Richard, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we chose this for the photography. As you said, your colleague is an excellent street photographer, and the contrast between the black and white, it just seemed to make some of those wonderfully vivid colours pop. So it was an interesting visit to an exotic location. Well done, both of you.
Thanks, Richard. Well done, Adrian. Moving on, a merit and the Herbert Medallion for Best Novice goes to Andrea Enova for her AV Porcupine Village. Well done, Andrea.
In Porcupine Village, the days are rough. Gold in the dirt, but the work is tough. Sunrise to sunset, hands calloused and dry, chasing fortunes neath the southern sky. Creeks run muddy with riches unseen, hopes rise and fall like an outlaw's dream. Shacks built from timber and tales of the bold, sweat of the brow turning earth into gold. Porcupine Village, where dreams turn dust, in the heart of the bush, tempered by trust. With pickaxes clinking and hearts so strong, we dig through the dirt and we sing our song. Underwater and gone, the fires burn bright, tales told round flames of the weary night. For riches and glory, we'll fight against the tide. Porcupine Village, the place where dreams collide. Men with torn pockets and spirits that pine for golden horizons where fortunes shine. Rains wash away the sins and sweat. In Porcupine Village, we ain't done yet. Porcupine Village, where dreams turn dust, in the heart of the bush, tempered by trust. With pickaxes clinking and hearts so strong, we dig through the dirt and we sing our song.
Over to you, Richard.
Well, that was a pretty impressive use of AI to create that very engaging little song. What we particularly liked was the congruence between the lyrics, what the lyrics were telling us, and what we were seeing in the AV, and that was very neatly done. And the author has taken the opportunity of having those costume characters there. Made me want to go and visit the village, but curiously, they're still waiting for their licensing to open to the public. So hopefully, we'll be all able to go and experience it for ourselves sometime. But for an novice entry, pretty impressive.
Yeah, I agree. Fabulous. Well done, Andrea. That was really good. And I also can't wait to have this opened. It's in Malden in Victoria, if anyone's interested. Again, well done, Andrea. Moving on. We're coming to the last three AVs. For the bronze medal for third place goes to Gary Patterson for Witnessing the Beginning. Well done, Gary. We'll play the AV now.
We moved to Strathfieldsay just out of Bendigo 37 years ago. The house we purchased is a ranch style with wide verandas front and back, which are lined with pine boards. Ever since we have been here, striated pardalotes have bred in the verandas where there are knotholes. They keep coming back each year to breed. I made a breeding box, which is mounted on the end of the house, and sometimes they use this box. Early this spring, I noticed that one of pine-lined boards had warped and had sprung an opening. I said to myself that I need to nail that board up. As I was saying this to myself, a pardalote landed on the board, as if she was saying I might use this for my family. Consequently, I left the opening, and sure enough, they used this to breed, which was right outside our kitchen window. As the chicks grow, we can hear their chitter-chat calling their parents for food, and when the parent arrives, it turns into a frenzied twitter. When the chicks were old enough to leave the nest, they came close to the opening, and we witnessed 4 little mouths wide open when the parent arrived. Unfortunately, that day I missed the chicks leaving the nest, which was quite a warm day. Overnight we had rain, and it was still rainy the next morning. But there must have been a late one, as I could hear the little chick calling, and parent was still arriving at the nest through the rain. During that morning, I noticed the parent bird not feeding the little one and was trying to get it to take flight. After some time, the chitter-chat was getting quieter and quieter, and I thought the worst, thinking the parent bird was not coming back. Later in the afternoon, I noticed the chitter-chat coming from the garden, which was 10 meters away from the nest, and noticed the chick sitting on a twig only 3 inches above the ground. I took some stills and video of the chick and stood guard, as we have a cat next door who loves catching birds. After standing back for some time, the parent came and coaxed the chick to take flight. After a couple of stops, it made it to the family sitting on the neighbour's TV antenna. I feel very rewarded to see and capture this wonderful event.
Over to you, Richard.
Well, this was an nicely observed backyard nature documentary. Good use of the video clips. Just goes to show you don't have to travel too far from home to find inspiration, and obviously a fair bit of patience. Simple story, well told, clear narration. Congratulations, Gary.
Yes, well done, Gary. Great photography. I really loved it. And for the silver medal for second place goes to Detour to the Dark End of the Street by Adrian Weir and myself. And this is thanks really again to Adrian's fabulous photography.
to pay for the love we stole. Oh, it's a sin and we know it's wrong. Oh, but our love keeps coming on strong. Steal away to the dark end of the street. You and me. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us someday. You and me at the dark end of the street. You and me. Hey! When the daylight hours go around, and by chance we walk downtown, if we should meet, just walk on by. Oh, darling, please don't cry. Tonight we'll meet at the dark end of the street. You and me. Yeah, they're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us someday. You and me at the dark end of the street. You and me.
Over to you, Richard.
This is an interesting one, Dale. Obviously, you've chosen the song because of its title, and normally where you've got lyrics, you would expect to see that congruence between what the lyrics are telling us and what we're seeing on the screen. But in this case, the song was creating an atmosphere to go with those equally atmospheric and stunning, very graphic images. So an intriguing experience, and just that little bit different. So well done to both of you.
Thanks, Richard, and well done, Adrian. Fabulous photography, as I said.
Absolutely.
Moving on to the first place for the gold medal. Drum roll, please. Goes to The Typewriter by Jan Burt. Well done, Jan. Fabulous. Over to you, Richard.
Well, that was just a masterclass in production. And for everyone who works in AV, it just demonstrates the creative power that this desktop software has given you. Graham and I both use the same software that Jan does, and we still don't know how she did it, but did it as she did, pretty well flawless. The subtlety of the ribbon moving through the machine, it's there, but it doesn't distract. And it was obviously a very important decision not to try and emulate the arms coming up and striking the paper. Imagine the keyframes in that. And there were some nice little humorous touches in the typography as well. So all in all, really entrancing experience. And congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, Jan. This is one of my favourite AVs, probably of all time, I think, because it was so
definitely up there.
Yep. Jan, I remember you told me once how many images, but it's hundreds, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was about 360 or something like that, one at a time.
One at a time. It must have taken you days to do, days and days.
It was one whole day.
Okay,
one
cool.
whole day.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much, both of you, for those lovely comments. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing it.
Yes, thank you. Look, folks, we're coming to the end now. So final comments. Richard, would you like to make any final comments?
Well, yes, I will take this opportunity on behalf of Graham and Carol to thank you for the opportunity to form the judging panel. It was always interesting where you have to try to be a little bit analytical and not just let the AV wash over you. But above all, thank you to all of the people who submitted entries. Without them, there would be no competition. So a very big thank you from us to all of you.
Thanks, Richard. And thank you to the judges again for a fabulous amount of judging and work and getting them back to me so quickly. Did a great job. Pia, would you like to say a few words just to close the event?
Thank you very much, Dale. And yes, how creative was those last few AVs, including this typewriter. It really had me bopping. But I can tell you, was anybody else just grooving behind the scenes to detour the dark side of the street? That was just, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm sitting here going, really for it. The other one that really struck me was the Porcupine Village. I personally love touching music, I suppose, or boppy music. So that one really got me going. And as a novice winner, Andrea, hats off to you, because that was really great. Really liked that. Just the official words, I just want to thank you, Dale, for your outstanding work as an audiovisual exhibition director, as well as the AV Group Chair. You do an incredible job championing audiovisuals, and your dedication is truly appreciated. Richard, thank you for the thoughtful and generous feedback you provided tonight. I'm sure it was very well received and very inspiring to all of the entrants who had a chance to listen to that feedback. And congratulations to everybody who received acceptances and awards. Your dedication, your creativity and storytelling have truly, truly shone through. I really enjoyed this evening. The showcase is a memorable celebration of talent and vision, I have to say. Each accepted work and award is a testament to your passion and your skill. We can see it. It really shines through. And it is inspiring to see such a vibrant community of creators. I'm looking forward to seeing the exciting projects that you might undertake next year. I was very pleased to be here last year and then again this year. Now I want to see what you're going to do next year. A bit of a challenge ahead for you. Anyway, well done and keep creating.
Thanks very much, Pia. That's great. There is, in fact, a spring national still to come this year. So hopefully people will be working hard this year for the spring national, which will be due, I think, in November sometime. And we'll be seeing you then again, Pear.
Oh, good. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And tonight's recording will be available on the APS website within the next few days. So you can get all your family and friends to watch these fabulous AVs. Thank you, everybody, for making great contributions tonight. And with that, I would suggest we close the event. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dale. Thanks, everybody.